Halloween.
Oh, hi, I'm Donald Glover.
Dan Harmon.
Anthony Hemingway.
Ken Jung.
You're listening to George Takei, who
That's right.
did voiceover for this, which was awesome. Directing him in the VO session was a dream come true.
Yeah.
This is Taco Meat.
Weird.
Speaking of Star Trek,
This is one of the most awesome looking episodes, courtesy of Hemingway.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 like, it's for a sitcom that's already overtly cinematic. This is like very much like watching a horror movie.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Very good.
We did a dual Lady Gaga joke with, I mean, Office's Halloween episode. The human resources character was Lady Gaga. People thought we called each other.
Still think Ghostbusters. Your first choice was the right choice.
Oh God, I think that's the most interesting thing about this episode. Probably is post production. Is there was this panic. Like originally the joke was that Ghostbusters was playing on a loop. And it just didn't have the episode. This episode needed more, and that's the script's fault. Like it didn't. It happens tons of times on Community. It's like you're in the edit bay and you go too nuanced, like not recognizable enough as a sitcom. I guess we went too far or something, and needed this extra layer. And we must have experimented with like 40 different concepts in terms of what Dean Pelton's playlist was, and therefore what the theme would be. And unfortunately, the one that really worked was the most expensive and hardest to procure at the last minute, which was ABBA. But it really did. I mean, Anthony's saying he preferred Ghostbusters, but did you when you watched it? Did you?
No, I still enjoyed it. It was great. It was a great choice, but just knowing what the original intent was.
I didn't know a lot. I don't know a lot of ABBA. So, but like watching this episode, I was like, whoa, like the stuff that for some reason it did feel scary in the places. They're like,
yeah,
the contrast.
That was the thing that turned out with ABBA. It was interesting because we would go like, oh, let's try Loverboy. Let's try Loverboy. We would try categories. Like we would go, let's try Zeppelin, or let's try prog rock, or let's try all 60s. And what you would find is that you needed the right tempo, you needed the right variance, you needed the right combination of recognizability, and it's just ABBA was the hat trick.
When we saw these, we were shown these costumes, like I guess like a couple of days before we had to go try them on, and it was like being in Toys R Us. It was the most amazing thing.
But it should be noted that the guys that make these costumes, and this is when you do stuff like this, it becomes a joint task force of wardrobe and props, and those guys on this power lifter. The lawyers gutted that costume.
Oh,
really? It looked exactly like the power loader from the movie I apparently can't say because it's a big secret we're doing.
It?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame.
Aliens!
No!
Some aliens?
We had to like strip it down, but it was so awesome. I got a video of it, and you can just hear me laughing like a little kid.
Oh, it all came to life. Even all your special effects, your audio
Yeah.
It was but it wasn't that thing. I was gonna make those noises anyway because it was just so much fun to be in that thing and pretend to do that stuff. Like it was great. I had such a good time.
Jimmy is hypnotic to look at. Ooh.
I just love how
That's terrifying. That's so scary.
Chevy thought he was off camera.
Yeah,
that just happens.
Chevy just did that, and we were like, let's keep it.
He took his aggression out on something.
He's just a biter. I mean, it just happened to work.
It took us a month. We broke 3 different versions of this episode for a month in the writer's room, and we kept trying to think of clever ways to justify a zombie motif. And then after we exhausted every single version, like, oh, there's an experimental Prozac type drug that's circulating. Stuff like that. We broke the entire stories, and then at the end of it, I went, "This stinks. Like it's not. It's too much plot. The zombie movies never have this much plot. It doesn't feel like a zombie movie." So we asked the question, "What's our worst nightmare? What is the thing you're not allowed to do?" Just zombies. They're just zombies. They're just they just bite people. Why can't you do that in a sitcom? Oh, because people can't die in a sitcom. Okay, so strip that one element out. What do you have? You get rabies. You have a disease that makes you want to bite people, and it works.
Yeah, it really does. Like, I remember you guys talking about like, oh, how are we gonna do? And I was just like, I buy it like immediately. It's
Yeah.
just like I'm just in it. Like I want to get to zombies really fast.
Yeah.
And it's really enjoyable. It's just like, oh yeah, something made you sick, and the sickness makes you bite things.
Oh my God! Look at this Dracula. I mean, seriously,
toilet seat
that is
cover.
taking me back.
Those things kept ripping, and it was so amazing how the prop department was like so very like they were like, okay, we only have like 12 of these things left, and I was like, but it was funny because I was like, where'd you get them from? It's like, oh, the bathroom.
I know. Right?
Like, it was like, oh, they're just from the bathroom.
There's an inside thing. I don't know how inside it is or not, but it's always been a cultural fascination to me that it seems to be an African American tradition of calling vampires Draculas.
Yeah.
I just like, so he's a sexy Dracula.
He's a Dracula.
And then
He's a
the
Dracula.
joke is that what is it? He
See,
said-
black people just like to cut to the chase of what's important. Like,
No,
the vampires aren't important. Dracula.
Yeah, you're more
Right.
loyal to
He's
Bram Stoker's
yeah.
original mythology. You're like, there only is one vampire.
There's only one vampire. They're all from Dracula. So
Also,
they're
you
all
guys
Draculas.
talk over movies so much.
This
what?
part's the best part. Everybody quiet.
I know.
Don't go in that house!
Don't go in.
Dean
That
Pelton.
bitch look like Lady Gaga. Oh shit.
That
Man.
should be
You
the
guys can't
commentary
see
for
it,
the
but
rest
I'm
of it.
drinking two. I'm
that's a
drinking two chickens and eating a beer.
He can't even, and he's doing it reverse just to make Whitey mad.
Yeah.
You don't own me.
I'll keep a price tag on my hat.
This thing is a specific that I didn't know what it's from or what it's from, but it felt very cool to me. The click, 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 and like,
I mean, it's from a variety of things. It's like the thriller when all of a sudden the Big Brother's watching. But I think there are specific zombie movies like Return of the Living Dead, where there's a number on a barrel that you're supposed to call, and then you finally call it, and it's like the government is. I wanted the sound to sound like weirdly textural and sinister. But I love that Dean Pelton then is like he's just turned on.
he's just kind of again.
This is Officer so and so.
Oh my God!
Again,
That subtle
hi.
where he got turned on. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh God.
Again,
that
like
killed me.
I swear, he's just turned on by control. Anything like
Yeah.
it's again a control thing. Like you need to listen to me. He's like, okay. This song works.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Oh, it's so
Yeah, 'cause
it's
Absolutely.
really terrifying.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been told we need a little baby quarantine until the army gets here. Army? I know, right? They said to wait for 6 hours. Stay strong.
Guys, I hate to be the we've got company guy.
Oh man, Jim had like 20 alt lines at that time. I remember he was saying.
I was like, it was scary shooting these things, especially the runnings and
I
stuff
think
like
Peggy
that.
Fleming needs a spinoff.
Yeah, Peggy Fleming spinoff. Yeah, a multi-camera Peggy Fleming spinoff.
What was that ad lib you were doing there?
The ad lib there was when she was like, head for the back. It's like, oh, I'm gonna run with the other black person, so it doubles my chances.
I love this. This is ad lib. You punched a lady bee.
Yeah.
Slowly but
There are a
surely,
lot of great ad-libs in this episode.
Donald just becomes an uncredited writer. It's just-
Right.
And I literally, this season, I can't remember where I wrote it, which episode, but I literally started, because I started making jokes about it, but then I finally did it. I just ended a scene in the script by saying Donald says something funny here.
And it was like, and we were like, no pressure though. Like, but it actually did work out okay. I forgot what it was, but it actually worked out okay. I was really scared.
I just said in the writer's room, I was like, we have bigger fish to fry. We're way behind schedule. I'm going to use whatever he ad-libs anyway.
Yeah.
Why are we going to
There you go.
just hand it off on him?
Right.
Don't pay him.
Don't pay him. That was the last note.
This was shot twice. This scene was shot twice, and I remember being like, "Oh man, we gotta," because we had to redo something. I think like redo this whole inside again.
Yeah, they were a little too calm
In the first one.
They needed
Right.
more tension, feeling like oh, holy shit, we just boarded ourselves in here.
2012 end of day.
I love when Shirley says that.
Take it spiritual.
Yeah, I
Take it
know.
to
When
the
Yvette took it spiritual.
On the island you were grown on, Chiquita MD. Chiquita MD. I like it.
Rich, this is a good time to let you know that I hate you.
Shouldn't we be
Something interesting about this episode narratively is that Rich, who appears to be the perfect character, the character that has no flaws, in the episode that no one will ever remember, the characters will never remember, we reveal that Rich, when the chips are really down apocalyptically, he is the biggest, most dishonest asshole.
Dishonest guy.
Good point.
He
seriously.
absolutely puts all their lives in jeopardy.
Good point,
because
right
he
there.
thinks he's special.
This is
Yeah.
Greg Cromer, great job right there. That was-
Why 6 hours?
Yeah, and it's not that big of a deal when they reveal that Britta did it, because I'm just like, Britta would do that.
Britta would.
She's always said she was
I remember
special.
not being that.
She's always been
turned
like
on.
that.
Yeah, shocked when Britta did it.
Yeah.
In 3 hours, they're going to start suffering from brain damage. 3 hours after that, they're going to be dead.
What? We have to do something.
There are the stakes, which also I'm very excited about.
Lower the temperature of the whole building. Would it break the fever and kill the virus?
It might.
I try as hard as I can to keep the stuff to a minimum. You want to have as little to explain as possible. That's why people like zombie movies. There's so little to explain.
Yeah.
They start walking around and you can't get bit by them or you'll be one of them. So this is unfortunate, but that you have to do something, but you gotta, and we have to hit the reset button. We can't just be a zombie movie.
The banana said so. It's true.
The banana.
Yeah, I love that
Muscle spasm.
Allison's about to get sucked through the window here, and the interesting thing is we shot that several times. I don't want to aggravate fans too much, but the shot we used is probably the least sexy in terms of like what you get to see as she's being hauled out the window. We felt in the end it was a very tough choice to make, but it was almost a mistake shot. It was like sort of a B-roll shot. It was like that. Well, we're never going to use that cut, but it felt the most natural. And the important thing about that is that we felt like kept thinking like the characters were too callous about her getting pulled out the window.
This is my favorite.
And so when it happens like that, it's like it feels like they don't have a she to do anything about it.
Well, it might be
that
my
take
favorite
almost
moment in the whole series.
didn't
Is
want
the
to go
hamster.
Yeah.
The
really? You
hamster
like
might
that?
be my
That
favorite
Hamster,
moment.
you know, I thought she got hurt.
She did my favorite, one of my favorite moments.
But the other takes of Allison getting hauled out that window, when I was watching them, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be the most animated gift shot because the blinds aren't in front of her,
Right,
and so it's
right.
just
It's just
Allison
hands.
Brie
Yeah,
in tights,
just-
like
you're
being
right.
hauled backwards
Hauled
out a
backwards.
window, and it's a full crotch shot.
Yeah. Just all the nerds being like, thank you.
Right.
And yeah.
And,
There's
and Harmon, you said that in interviews, like you become parental to the women of the show, like when they're being objectified.
Kind
sometimes.
of, yeah. I definitely felt that way about Allison first season. It was like, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
But then after, 7 pictorials later, I'm like, it's my sister.
Oh, that's a nice moment.
Now I'm like, that's my house payment. Now I'm her pimp.
Oh God. Poor.
He's getting some action.
This set's awesome. This is all Hemingway,
This
overseeing
set's so
the design
dope.
of this, making
Yeah.
this like. I remember walking through this set and going, I am scared out of my mind
it
to
was
walk through
terrifying.
this. It's just a stage across from
And
the
it's
library
a small, it's a box that thankfully looked bigger than what it is.
Yeah, it's really small, but oh man. And at the end when we have to climb up away from the zombie, like it was terrifying because their hands are like grabbing at us. Like it really was. And like when we had to jump down and run, like I'll talk about it when it gets to it, but man, we were like freaking out.
This is what I'm.
This is the cat. Is this where the cat comes?
This is a joke I wanted to do for my entire writing career.
Like, he kept doing
so
it.
good.
Yeah, it's so
I actually
good.
had a scene like this in the original Monster House. Draft.
Oh really? Wow,
I mean, I love this. This like killed me.
I grew up on horror movies where there's always the mislead with the cat. And
yeah. But it is this thing where it's just like it becomes the bigger problem
Right.
for a moment. It's like, okay, we have to control this because we can't do this.
Yeah, that's right.
it's really satisfying to get you. For probably 15 years, I've wanted to write that joke, and I've never had the opportunity.
That cat's been working for.
Save the world time. It's 1:15. Let's get the hell out of this building. Time.
There's a window. All right, if we climb that dusty fence, we can hoist each other against the wall and then squeeze through it.
I vote we take the door.
He doesn't want to dirty his suit.
For real?
Clothes make the man, Troy.
Still thinking about his suit
Still
while he's
thinking
getting
about
eaten.
his suit
While he's
while-
like,
yeah.
that's my jacket.
Yeah.
And then again, we find out Rich is a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put on his jacket.
He put on his jacket.
You're stretching. And it's at this point that you're going, oh my God, this is.
But this is a great.
We've gone through a whole zombie movie, and this is terrifying now. And that's for better or for worse. I know there's people who, I think this episode is incredible in its achievement of that. But I remember watching the Twitter feed, and I don't know. There are detractors, right? There's people who who think that, hey, just do a Halloween party,
No.
like all the other sitcoms.
No.
Never.
Yeah, that was the scary part. We would like right before they would come
Scared to leave the door.
Yeah.
Donald
the gate.
and Anthony and Danny, kind of workshopped this scene, blocked it,
I love
rehearsed
that.
it, and
It's
so
so
the
cliche that the black people get killed
Just
immediately.
kill immediately.
But this is the heart of the episode to me. This is the best part.
this is
the
the
relationship.
you guys came up with this, right?
Yeah.
I love you.
That was so awesome.
Yeah. It just we did it. We were running through it, and it just felt so right to say that.
Oh, it's so
it
good.
didn't feel like it
Right.
didn't feel like pushed or forced. It was just like I love you.
Yeah.
I thought my friend's gonna die.
In the script, there's a follow-up scene where he comes out the window and he screams up at the sky. Now I'm a dick if I don't help everybody.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like that's the dark price of being the guy to make it to the end.
Yeah.
But we didn't need it because it felt like it was effective. It felt like too much of an undercut.
Are you crazy? How are you gonna survive those zombies?
Gonna be a nerd.
There, have a plan B!
This is it took us a while to figure out what are we doing to resolve this, and then Anthony had pitched something like they'll they play Thriller and all the zombies start dancing, and we couldn't figure it out. We knew it had to be special, but
This was.
it's just
really
funny to just do to just go that route, to just do what the movie would do, and then all of a sudden have reality come
have
crashing
reality
in.
crash in, which was great. It's like, oh, I am just wearing cardboard.
Look at Bree right here. Right, this reaction, this shot.
In your face!
Boom, boom. She's just like, but then she goes right back.
This up, Scotty! In your face!
Took me a long time to talk Chevy into letting you slap me.
Yeah, slap him in the butt.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I was like, but why? Well, it'll be funny, Chevy. All right.
Now, Ludwig Göransson, we talked about all the ABBA stuff, but also Ludwig is providing all of this ligature to make us like that moment. All of a sudden, the score is happening, and that's important too. This moment is incredible. Jeff as a zombie.
Oh yeah, I
Doing
remember
his-
Joel. Oh, this is a great.
Yeah.
I think Joel came up with on the day.
I love that.
That was my
That was awesome. Still on this BlackBerry.
He still looks up to him as a zombie.
They tell you on other commentary tracks that this was by far the most stressful time, with the possible exception of Christmas, post-productively, like in terms of crisis situations where we just didn't know what we were going to do. The ABBA rights were unsure until about an hour before we shipped this episode to where it gets broadcast, and like everything was just hanging in the balance. They were telling me, you depleted your entire music budget for the entire year on your 6th episode. Yep, and that's why in the Sarah Bareilles song for the clip show, I paid $30,000 for that song.
Oh, nice.
I'm not bragging about that.
No.
But I use that as a defense of people who think that I'm making fun of shippers with that episode. Like, why would I
He's
pay
like,
$30,000 to
if
say
I was
fuck you
making
to the
to
audience?
say fuck
right?
you to them.
So is this Fernando? There's something in the air. Like at this moment, I was like, we gotta do this. We gotta use ABBA.
It was
Jeff,
really good.
yeah.
Jeff not going back to normal and resuming his
Still doing
BlackBerry.
a BlackBerry. That was brilliant
Now
on so
focus
many
on the
levels.
BlackBerry.
That is really good.
Doesn't change a thing.
And this is insane.
Speaking. Wow, 6 hours on the dot.
Yeah, well, practice makes perfect. You the only witness?
I am.
They're about to blow his brains out.
A little bit of trivia. That's Ben, the stunt coordinator in the background.
Scenario
Oh,
B.
yeah.
Scenario B. Let's dose these suckers.
Dose what now?
This is why I gave them amnesia, because you can't unring the bell of an event like this happening in sitcom characters' lives. So they had to forget it
I
happened.
did something here just to make Pootie laugh right there. I had my legs spread out just to make Dan. I had no other objective in this scene but to make him break. Remember that? I'm sorry, Danny.
That's a cop from
You're
the
drunk, don't
later
worry
episode.
I'm drunk, yeah.
For some reason, Ken kept emphasizing the wrong word. It was like, I can't believe someone masked Ruby. I was like, I can't believe it wasn't me.
Yeah,
It was like, why does he keep? There was only one take where you, or did we have to ADR you? It was like,
I
why
think
does
he had to I'm sure he had to ADR me. I don't think it was under emphasis. It's bad acting. I think that's
Every once in a while, that's not bad acting. That's like when I'm in the, everybody go, no, this guy's crazy. Like he's saying the words wrong.
What's the line in the later episode? He seemingly over and under emphasizes words at random.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite lines. That's like, you just described my technique. Oh my God, are you my acting coach?
By the way, it's trivia. For those of you who can't be in the room, Anthony Hemingway, best smelling director in television.
Yeah, seriously.
And best music in between takes.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he has
Best
this tent,
music.
like the director's tent when they're shooting outside. He's got this cologne that's it's not too much, it's not too little, but then he's also playing like some nice R&B stuff. And I walk out of the tent and I said to Neil Goldman, someone's getting fucked in that tent.
No, the best line you said was, "I'll direct you to the break of dawn."